We have made it to season 2. Yeehaw!
We're walking and talking. We're walking and talking. We're walking and talking. We're walking and talking with Helen Ryan.
If you're walking with me today, inside or outside, go ahead and pick up a little bit of speed. Not too fast, not too slow. You're going to give yourself a nice warm-up. I always say it's a nice warm-up because what would it be? A bad, a sad, a mean warm-up? So give yourself a nice warm-up. If you're not walking, if you're just listening, do the breathing with us. Roll your shoulders. Whenever we talk about finding our tense or tight points, go ahead and look for those no matter what you're doing, because we're always tight, we're always tense, and we don't breathe enough and deeply. So if you want to join us, that will be awesome. If you're walking indoors when we work harder, you can go ahead and bring your knees up. You can bring your hands over your head, as long as you just keep moving when we're doing the harder sprinting. We're not really running for sprinting. We're walking for sprinting. Walking for fitness, walking for fun, walking for health, and walking and talking. Another deep breath in through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. We're going to start with 3 minutes now, just a little bit faster. Get ready. And go. And I'm going to tell you what's been going on. So I ended up wrapping season 1 earlier than I wanted to. I moved into a rental condo in northern San Diego County with my 2 kids. And I thought, okay, no problem, pack, unpack, whatever, right? So the day I moved in, I went out on an errand, and my daughter was here with a friend of hers who was going to spend the night because, it's always good to have company when you're in a new place because you don't want to face those monsters alone. So she texted me, and Mom, there's a bug in the sink, and I think it's a cockroach. And I'm like, no, of course it's not a cockroach. This is an incredibly expensive condo. Cannot possibly be a cockroach. Well, I came back from the errand, and sure enough, there was my friend, the cockroach. So that was a great start to our stay. We got the cockroach outside and then went to bed. And then the next morning I woke up and I was walking down the hall to the kitchen, and I smelled my old friend, mold. Hello, mold, my old friend. Yeah, I have a nose for mold. I can find mold. I can smell mold. And sure enough, I looked under the kitchen sink and the cabinets in there, and there was mold. And not only mold, but it was also damp. And some of the areas were pretty wet. So, of course, I called the property manager right away, and they sent someone out to fix the leak. Turns out that the smell was just getting worse and worse and worse. They've got 1.5 minutes left. And then I did a little more investigating, and really all of the shelves underneath were wet and damp. That was the start of our adventure. I don't even remember anymore everything that happened, but they sent someone else out who was going to fix, and they found another leak, and there was a leak in the wall, and they sent this really grumpy contractor, and he scared me. I didn't want to talk to him. And he found where the second leak was, but he didn't want to do anything. And he was so grumpy, I was afraid to say anything. And anyway, it went on for quite a while, back and forth. And they sent someone else. And I smelled mold other places in the kitchen, in like the pantry area. When someone came in to pull up the shelves and see what was there, I told him about the pantry, and then he ignored me. Okay, we've got 30 seconds left. So pretty much all of the cabinets in this kitchen smelled like mold, which you would think is not possible. We're almost there, 20 seconds. Pick up just a little more pace now. Deep breath in. Hold on to your speed. We're almost there. This was the longest 3 minutes. Did I even put the timer on properly? I don't know. We'll find out. And go ahead and slow your pace down. Good. Now deep breath in. And exhale through your mouth. Roll those shoulders. Feel for any tension in your hands, in your wrists. Okay, one more set. We're going to go 3 more minutes. A little bit faster this time. And go. After going back and forth for a few weeks, they decided to send someone out to actually break up some of the shelves and the cabinets to look for the mold. And I found out that he was doing that without containment after he was already here, breaking up the shelves. That way the mold could become airborne. Why not, right? So while he was breaking up the shelves and looking behind everything, I finally convinced this different contractor to look in the pantry. And sure enough, he ripped up the board and he called me over and he showed me that they had put a dry board on top of a wet moldy board because the pantry backed up to the laundry area and apparently there had been a leak there too at some point. So after being unhappy about the potential mold spores spreading through the condo, eventually I got the property manager to get the owner to agree to doing more of a proper abatement as far as they were going to budget-wise. And finally, they set up a containment in the kitchen. What made this even more fun, though, when they came to set up the containment, we had to repack everything and put it into the dining area, which is also my office area. My son and I did all that after unpacking the entire kitchen. We've got just about 1 minute left. Keep moving nice and strong. We had a toaster oven / air fryer. And then we also had a Instant Pot, but we mostly just used the toaster oven, air fryer, and then the microwave because we had to buy a new microwave. The microwave that was in here was actually missing all of the interior insulation. So we put that out in the shed and we bought a new microwave so that we wouldn't explode when we were making food. Okay, we've got 30 seconds left. Keep up that pace. Squeeze your booty if you want. Squeeze your booty, yeah, yeah. Hold on to it 20 seconds, maybe a little faster. We're feeling strong, right? Today, we're feeling good. We're feeling happy and free. 10 more seconds. Deep breath in and exhale. And slow that pace just a little bit. Keep up with your breathing and shake those shoulders out, roll them out. Deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. So it took quite a while for them to finish abating the kitchen, and they did kind of keep the fridge in a roundabout way out. I had to go into the containment to get into the fridge, but at that point I didn't care because I'd already been exposed to the mold. We lived like that for quite a while. I had to do dishes in the bathtub, which was also very interesting. We had to, wash the dishes and then dry them and, pour the water out, on the patio. And it was pretty hard because after they did all that containment, they had to set up the drying machines and then the air cleaner, air scrubber, and do all of that. And so the owners wanted the countertop to remain, but they ripped out all the cabinets. Even though the countertop was kind of old, they ripped out the bottom cabinets. And so they were just held up by these little 2x4s. I don't know what a 2x4 is, but piece of wood. And then the kitty would decide to sneak in if I was going in there, and then she would jump on the counter, which I would then be terrified that she would knock the whole countertop down. It was interesting and different and strange. Okay, we're going to do 45 seconds. I want you to go faster now. Ready? And go. Now pick up some pace. Make this really count. If you're doing this indoors, bring your knees up, bring your hands above your head, add a little more intensity. We've got 30 seconds. Really breathe into it, kind of relax but work at the same time. So your shoulders are relaxed, you're not tensing your face, but you're just walking as fast as you can with a little bit of extra spicy. Hold on to that. Push past your comfort level now. We've got 10 more seconds. Try to pick up that pace. Hold on to it. Push it hard now. And relax it. Slow it down. One of the issues that was also difficult is because I am a night person, A, and B, I was having insomnia because of the stress. And then in the mornings, the contractors or people would come early, so I would maybe go to sleep at 3, 4, or 5 a.m. and 8:30 in the morning, people would show up, or they were supposed to show up, and I would set my alarm, and they wouldn't show up until 9:30 or 10. So that caused a lot of issues because of lack of sleep, because you know how important sleep is and not getting enough. I had not enough time to work, no focus, and let alone work on this podcast. Okay, ready? 45 more seconds. want you to pick up that pace and go. Really push it now. Really push the intensity. Stay strong. You got this. 30 seconds. You're running away from my mold. Okay, so focus on getting away from Helen's mold. Good, hang in there. But when I was getting some headaches, let me tell you, those headaches were nasty. Because I've lived with mold twice before. This is my third lucky charm. Hold on to it. 10 more seconds. Get away from my mold as quickly as you can. Push it. And release it. There you go. Perfect. Deep breath in again. They left one little cabinet in the corner for some reason. And of course, I didn't like the way that cabinet smelled. But they didn't want to pay any more money to rip it out because it was $250 a cabinet, apparently, to rip them out. I could have ripped it out for free, but I was angry enough to rip out those damn fucking cabinets, right? So they went ahead and then started to put cabinets back. And unfortunately, I was going to try to be there when they put the cabinets in. They did it too fast. I was in the other room. So because I wanted to see what was underneath that one corner cabinet that still didn't smell good to me. But they did say that, they found out that there was mold in the other cabinets or underneath an area there because I guess there'd been a leak behind the refrigerator. So there'd been like 1,000 leaks in this condo. And of course, they rented to the wrong person because I am like Mold Nose City. Okay, one more time. We are going to go 45 seconds. Last time we're going to go like this hard. Ready? And go. Fast, strong, hard. Running away from my mold. Running into the freedom and the fresh air. None of us were actually feeling really good. I felt really bad for the kids because they've also lived with mold before and the breathing issues and the itchiness and the itchy eyes. Some people don't have much effects, but we have been exposed before. It adds up each time you are exposed, as we are. So we did have to deal with that and memory issues, which I don't know was caused by the mold or not, but it was convenient timing, wasn't it? Okay, 5 more seconds. Go, push it.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And slow it down. Good. Catch your breath. Roll those shoulders now. I want you to also focus on your feet. Make sure that your toes aren't gripping your shoes because that happens sometimes where your toes grip because maybe your shoes are a little loose or if you get a little tense when you're walking. So we squeeze our toes without knowing it and then the bottoms of our feet get really tense and then we just build up tension in the legs. And those little tense spots, you don't think about it. You're like used to little areas of tenseness or pain, but it all adds up and it kind of wears you down and chips away at you. So if you can reduce as many tension spots as you can and try to focus on your body being relaxed, that is the best thing that you can do for yourself, other than, of course, walking and exercising. Another deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Don't sink into a nice namaste mood yet because we're not done. We're going to do 2 minutes now at a moderate brisk pace. Get ready and go. Push it. Nice and strong legs. Squeeze your booty a little bit. Fill up those lungs. Eventually they did come in, as I said, and they replaced the cabinets on the bottom, which of course don't match the top. Who cares? It was a little difficult because one of the cabinets wasn't put on right. It's lower than the other ones. And the cabinet guy doesn't do knobs. Who knew? I didn't know that. So I hired my handyman to eventually, when he had time, come back and install knobs. So now we've been able to unpack the kitchen again, and this time use the entire kitchen. So that's been a positive and it's a good thing. It was just really hard to deal with the whole mold situation. It took a long time. It took over 2 months, probably closer to 3 months to get everything resolved. And it was really challenging and eating out way too much, not exercising enough because I'm not sleeping enough. So I've actually put on about 10 pounds in the last 5 months that I've lived here because it was so stressful and there was no rhyme or reason to my day. I felt like I didn't have time for anything and then trying to squeeze in a little bit of work. It was rough. They should have put us up in a hotel instead of having us trying to do dishes in the bathtub, in a bucket in the bathtub, but I didn't want to cause any more issues and moving all our computers and everything. Okay, we got 20 more seconds. I want you to push it a little bit faster now. Good, hold on to that. A little bit faster. Breathe. Good, slow it down. So that is how season 1 ended early, and it's taken me 5 months to make another episode because everything was just crazy. And sometimes you have to let things go. You can't keep all the balls in the air. You've got a lot going on. You're trying to keep your head above water. People coming in and out of your house all the time, and people are really busy and they can't get to you and they can't get to the projects. And so it gets very stressful. And you know what? It's okay. 10 pounds, who cares, right? It doesn't really matter in the long run. So whatever you're going through in life, okay, you gained 5 pounds, you gained 10 pounds. Just work on getting back on track when you can, and don't beat yourself up. We're going to go 1 minute, and I want you to go faster now. I want you to really push it and go. I think that's the key, right? To not beat yourself up, because every part of our life is like a phase and it's a season. And so what if it's 4 or 5 months when you don't do what you should do, or 2 months or a month? As long as you can get back on track for your health, it really doesn't matter in the long run. You think like 1 year from now, well, I'd like to take those 10 pounds off, but 1 year from now, those 10 pounds won't really matter, right? It doesn't really matter. So the important thing is when things happen and your life feels out of control, don't beat yourself up and try just to get back when you can, as soon as you can. Okay, we've got 15 more seconds. I want you to push it hard and just do the best you can, because that is all we can do in life. We can only do the best that we can. 5 more seconds. Push it for me now. And release. Now slow it down. Roll those shoulders. And if possible, during those times, if you can find pockets of things that bring you joy. I did not. I just spent too much time being negative because I was in a negative place, and that's really not like me. And so when I didn't do anything that brought me joy, I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't really do much of anything. I think that it's important that when you are going through stressful times, that you try to find something little that you can do for you that brings you joy to kind of help offset all the negativity that may be going on at the moment. And it won't last forever. You'll be okay. You just have to keep your eye on the ball, knowing you'll be okay. It's all okay. Slow it down a little bit more. You're good. I'm good. We're all good. And I'm back. And you're back to doing what you're doing. So we're all good, right? Woo-woo. I don't know if woo-woo is an appropriate comment right there. Slow it down a little bit more. Now, when you're done, whether you're working out at home or walking with me, make sure that you stretch a little bit, like your calves, your hips. Roll out those shoulders. Maybe stretch your back, a little downward dog, or my favorite, child's pose. Did you know you can do child's pose with your arms on the sofa, on a table, which also feels really good, but you don't have to get down on the floor. And that just feels really good on your back, and you can bring your arms a little bit, maybe to the right, to the left, and get a good side stretch. Stretch out your calves. And you are good to go. I will see you next episode.